point, but it's just that sometimes people just play the role, man, and you never know where you might end up with that.
Plenty cats talk noise going on and on, just yapping to they boys how they game so strong and they put it down all night long. Blah blah, etc. But did anybody ask them any of that? Nah. So you know they just giving them useless information, aka trivia with no relation to nothing about which nobody cares. So you gotta wonder why it was ever shared. While they punks trying to cover it up, perhaps so shrunk they can't penetrate the naps. Now you know. Some kind of insecurities can be traced, cause folks be popping off at the mouth to save face. Disgraceful, self-hateful, ungrateful for whatever they do getting, that's so stupid. But there's a little of it in all of us, so this one goes out to all of us. Just because you play the role, that don't mean you get the part. Just because you play the role, it don't mean you get the part, nah. Just because you play the role, that don't mean you get the part, y'all. Just because you play the role, that don't mean you get the part, y'all. Missed about to be rap star, quit your job, the whole nine, cause you couldn't accept the corporate frame of mind. College educated, all that, turned your back on the academics because your heart wasn't in it. Head spinning, well-being in a roulette wheel, rolling the dice with your life like it's based on skill. You eat through your own perseverance and will, like an umbilical cord, though you can barely afford your food, clothes, and shelter. The pressure's on, you won't let the heat melt you. When you perform, it's so intense, it's literally all you got. And you had all the nuts when you first gave it a shot. Balls to the wall, all or nothing, ride or die, justified and giving it the old college try. Trying to get your resume thick again, but can't complain, it's the rap game. The rap game, now play the role. But that don't mean you get the part, y'all. Just because you play the role, that don't mean you get the part, nah. Just because you play the role, don't mean you get the part. Just because you play the role, that don't mean you get the part, The white dude with the dreads, now you know it ain't really locking unless you ain't washing it. How's that an option? If that's what you want, then fine, make it happen. If you're going for Goldilocks, not black when sister girl with the perm is ditto for you. Paying your monthly dues to keep your hair due, and then you go to church service looking all clean, although the God you pray to is who gave you the fro. Host sister wanna be with dude for some reason, but scared it's over every time he say he leaving. Going to the store for you and you don't believe him. Came back before you could blink, you think he cheating. What up with all the negative visions you seeing? If it hurts so bad, why don't you break free then? Y'all used to each other, been together so long, but sorry girl, this ain't that song. Just because you play the role, that don't mean you get the part. Just because you play the role, that don't mean you get the part. Just because you play the role, it don't mean you get the part. One more time before we go, just to make sure you know. One more time before we depart, it don't mean you get the part. Just because you play the role. Just because you play the role, that don't mean you get the part, y'all. Just because you play the role, that don't mean you get the part, y'all. Just because you play the role, that don't mean you get the part.